staff, he couldn't take much notes. Yep, this guy. I did remember some of them. I watched all the Crash Course Native American history. About 9 videos they've got so far. It was a pretty good listen. Got a bunch of prep work done. And yeah, Jesse is very sorely missed in the workplace. I wish I could remember a bunch of facts to tell you outside of the first Thanksgiving didn't happen the way that we were told. Most Americans are raised on pure propaganda and nonsense. And we might have one of my tomato plants growing at work. That'd be awesome. We'll find out soon. The leaves looked right. The plant itself didn't look quite right. But considering that it was growing where it was growing at, we'll decide once we can see it better. That being said, even though I'm sweating a little bit more today than usual, it's actually much cooler today on the regular. And I did get a chance to watch The Water Will Come by David Goodall. Well, listen to, I should say, The Water Will Come by David Goodall. And the particular chapter I was listening to was from years and years ago, when Obama was the very first president to go to the Arctic Circle and visit Antarctica. And how even then, you can tell the difference in politicians. Obama had said, yes, I want to. I'm not going to do it. The man deserves for me not to mock his voice. But he had said, yeah, I want to leave a world for my kids to experience. I want them to get to see the Arctic as it is. And I want to change the world for the better. But I'm not myself. I am the American people as the president, so I have to win them over. And then he went back into when he was working in the city version of HR. I'm not sure what it's called. But when he was doing community work and community service, his people had a saying, which I like, so I'm going to steal it. And it's not what you can or can't do. It's taking a huge problem and breaking it up into bite-sized pieces that everyone can understand and ideally make a difference with themselves. It's why with the Growing Green project I preach on here all the time. Hello, viewer. But it's why with the project I preach on here all the time, I'm not telling y'all to go fight the system with fire bombs and Molotovs and extremism. I'm telling you, grow edible food out of small hydroponics. Once you can secure your food source, grow enough food to secure your neighborhood's food source. The only way to really beat this system is with... How are you doing today? Or is it VTOL? I can't quite tell. It's bright, but it's not that hot. And I really, really, really am tired of forgetting to wear my sunbonnet. Because it is in great condition, y'all. Added new stuff to it if you watch the short. It's so pretty and so fucking useless where it's at right now. It's at home, hanging next to the door. Because this morning when I headed out, it was drizzling a little. And because Hurricane Dexter's getting ready to hit our coast, not here, I'm safe. But over in Savannah, I figured, oh, it's definitely going to be a rainy day. I was fucking wrong. Either way. So now I get the joy of walking home through the sun and without even my sweat rag to help me out. So, poor planning, I get punished. But on the bright side, we got a friendly enough place. And with the weather being nice, I do believe a lot more people are in a better mood. That being said, on the field of personal responsibility, I smell something. I don't know what this flower is, but it smells lovely and very distracting. Give me a second and maybe someone who's smarter than me can tell me what the hell this thing is. Because it smells lovely. Also, we got butterfly seeds on this one. As long as they don't get whipped around too much by these drivers. And I spread out a few onions and a few tomato slices in one of the abandoned industrial lots that people keep dumping garbage in. So, river cane, give me a second. I'm not gonna let y'all miss any plants that I can show you that I can actually identify, assuming the computer will work or the lab, this will work with me. That is river cane. That is a Georgia native. And if you really want the bamboo look, but you don't want to destroy the environment, my suggestion, river cane. Looks the same, breaks the same. It's not nearly as tough as bamboo, but what are you doing with the bamboo, friend? I would argue unless you're using it for construction or something like that, you don't need the strength of bamboo. River cane will do fine to look the way you want it to look, and it'll be pretty in your water exhibits. Water features, whatever you want to call them. Before I got distracted. Yeah, one of the people I work with, the one that chased off little Jesse, and I'm quite upset with still over it, tried to do the same shit to me. Does Miss Liz not realize that if they run me off at this point, it's just her and the management? Because Alan was there today and he did a damn fine job. Let me be clear on that one. Alan did great today at work. But Liz tried to... Oh, I'm happy to hear that. But I'm happy to hear NaVi's enjoying her heating pad. But yeah, Liz tried to pick on me and it was just, I'm not the one. I'm not the one. Because one, just don't fuck with me if you're the kind of asshole who'll make a little kid cry for no reason. Because when I see that, it makes me want to make you cry. And I think I successfully did that considering I checked the schedule and basically she left 4 hours early. But no, I just made it clear as I wade through the grass. I just made it clear to her. It's one of those, insult me, I insult you back, and then I insult you one extra time. Want to be petty with me? I ain't the one you want to be petty with considering I do more work than you. And I just normally am kind enough to not point it out to her. Well, today I pointed it out, and she just couldn't take it. Don't be an asshole around me is the lesson there. I love river cane, by the way. This is full-grown river cane. If you notice, again, river cane is pretty badass. And while not as invasive or as like, all this will be gone by the time wintertime gets here. It'll shrink back to the ground. More eggs. I'm hoping butterfly eggs. But it'll shrink. Flip around now, phone. Come on, we gotta work together here. It'll shrink back come wintertime. But till then, it makes a good bedding and cover for our native, well, herbivores, as well as some carnivores as well. So I try to watch for snakes as I go. But yeah, y'all, just, how do I put this? Americans are real good at being dumb and mean. Let's try to get good at being smart and nice instead. Because everyone wants to be one of those edgy stand-up comedians, hurting people's feelings, making fun of them, but still just totally being cool. Nah, just be nice to each other. It should not be that hard. And most people trying to be comedians, but y'all ain't very funny when it comes to it. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. She tried to fucking, well, I guess it's my job. Well, yeah, that is your job. Oh. Well, I guess I'll do it then. Cool, shut the fuck up and do your job, please. Like I said, she keeps trying to be friends, but it's like, no, I've seen how you treat people that desperately wanted your friendship. Why would I bother trying? When I see how you treat the kid that really wanted to be your friend, and you basically used him, made fun of him, and pushed him to the point that he quit. That's not a friend. That's an asshole. Then add to it literally every time. Here, let me let y'all have the good show. Since they're not currently working on the road, I'll show you what I see as I hike. And I love how these assholes look at me like I'm the problem. It's like, dude, blame your country, blame your government. I've been begging for a sidewalk in this motherfucker for 10, 15, maybe even 20 years. And at the moment, this is about the closest I got. And for the record, if I follow it exactly, I'm going to slide right off the hill because it's a very slick, squishy grass. But in the event that I don't, it's very likely I get hit by one of these assholes flying down the road. And I don't know what this plant is either, but we've got a little bit of it growing in our yard. And it smells nice. Hold the line. Hold the line. And push. See, now we get to the more dangerous part because I can't just jump, you know? Woo! One wrong step, all that. But we're making it. Like I said, not that I'm on the planning committee, but if I was them, I think I would utilize that natural waterway, dry up the natural waterway, and make that into a little sidewalk area. But I don't know. I haven't seen what their plans are. That could be the storm drain down there for all I know. It has been for years. Honestly, I kind of like the weather when it's like this. Because right now, every one of these cars passing gives me a nice little breeze. There's our friend the rebar. And there go all my viewers. Aww. Work is hell enough at work. Why am I going to talk about it again? Well, technically what I'm doing is venting about it. But, I mean, that's up to y'all. Typically, I try to find ways to make it better. And if I can't, well, then it does help to just vent and bitch about it. Plus, if y'all ever deal with Miss Halloween decoration, y'all can know who the fuck I'm talking about, you know? Not that I would ever brigadier y'all to go after an old woman, but still. Oh, like I'm at work? No, right now I'm not at work. Right now I'm heading home. I got off work. I've been at work for 9 hours. And now, there's a wild patch. And now, mostly because my boss's husband got into a car accident, and I hope he's all right. But with that, tomorrow we'll be doing a walking in stream as well as a walking home stream. So I'll definitely get my 10 to 15 miles in tomorrow. Today is just a matter of making it one step at a time. Hello, Juju the 7th. How are you doing? 8. 1 second. I can't see how many lines you got there. 8. No, Ville. Jujuville. Oh, Jujuville. Hello. How are you doing? But yeah. Howdy. But yeah, we do this walkabout every day we work, honestly. When we close the restaurant, sometimes we get lucky. Here's something pretty. Like I said, you gotta stop and things, especially in our current climate and environment. Because, yeah, in the book, The Water Will Come, basically, it's a book about how the sea level will rise by almost 6 feet. And that was a very conservative estimate. That was back when we had every president actively trying to prevent us going over that heating edge. Well, now that we have a dipshit in office that's just drill, baby, drill. Yeah, y'all, it might not be a full, you know. We might not get till 2050 after all. We might go ahead and expend all the world's current energy credits by the time we get to 2010. And I just walked through a JoJo spider's web. How do I know the difference? False and Black Widow webs are very, very stringy. You'll feel them. It's like a stickiness on your face. Ditto for the trap spiders, the ones that do the little webbing in their hand and catch it. That type. Their webs are very sticky and very, you'll feel them. JoJo spiders, on the other hand, it almost feels like you're walking through a fishing line because that web is very durable. Probably due in part to the fact that JoJo spiders are native to Japan, and in the Ring of Fire, they probably have a lot more to deal with. Let's check on those seeds we threw out last time. It appears, very much so, that something has eaten the nuts and seeds we threw out. I would say, oh no, what a shame, but that's kind of why we throw them out too, is to feed the local wildlife. If they don't get eaten, they grow into a neat food source. Can y'all see the turtles? There are roughly 8 that I can count right now. So far, we haven't been able to bring much more of the wildlife back but the turtles. But part of that's because, as tiny as our creek is, some little rich asshole's still gonna come flying through in a pontoon boat at high speed. I don't know why people don't respect the riverways. That river's been there longer than we have been here. Our ancestors traveled up and down it as the road before this shit got installed to destroy the planet. It's just very disappointing how we treat our resources is all. Then again, I don't know why I would be surprised. Look at how we treat each other. In that vein, I guess, because it's going to be one of those rambly, I didn't take any note streams. In that vein, who has checked out Austin Archer's channel? I love that guy. He's awesome. He's a very down-to-earth, homespun kind of creator. He also does like a variety of musical types. He's one of them really Renaissance artistic guys. He does his best. Now here comes the part where I gotta either make a choice. Either run around this blind corner where they can't see me, or cut across to the other side. Woo! Blind corner. But the other option, of course, is always grow a pair of wings and fly, because that's the other way, and that's mostly thorn bushes. And I mean the gotcha kind of bushes, the pinky long thorns. Not a fun time to be had. But on the bright side, a little bit past the blind corner, and we'll be good to go. See, this is when this path gets deceptive, because it breaks away through here in places where the shore's been eroded. Now, thankfully, this is all like native grasses, native vines, and plants, because what little bit of shore can be held in, that's a douchebag. And what little bit of the shore can be held together is being held together by those. Because if you notice, I don't know if you can see it as clearly as I can, but this path, if I were to jump right here into these tall grasses, I would slide hopefully straight down the mud bank into the river. But considering, people like to throw alcohol bottles and the like out of their car, I wouldn't exactly and jump down this what used to be a mudslide. Like I said, y'all, we can't have nice things anymore, it seems. And I kind of think that if we reduce the drinking age down to 14 like the rest of the countries do, we might. Now, hear me out here. I know. People would go fucking batshit. But I think in the long run, it would help out us Americans because... One second, what was that? Oh, fake flowers. But in the long run, I think it would help out us Americans because it would make drinking less of a, thing. Aw, that's a raccoon. That makes me sad. Poor little friend. You didn't deserve to go out. Oh, and it was just a little baby, too. That's depressing. Let's keep marching, Chad. I don't want you to be depressed. That was sad. But if we lowered the drinking age, because another thing that I don't understand about the drinking age being so high, and I am 37, so don't, let's be clear. I'm well past the drinking age. I just choose not. My thing, though, is why is it that at 18, and I don't know if it's still the same, I had to, as a male, you have to sign up for Selective Services. At 18, your country says you are mature enough to take our weapons and murder the enemies of our country. You're just not old enough to drink, sign a contract, smoke cigarettes. I mean, you can play the lottery, and you can kill people for our country, and that's fucking weird, right? If everything's 21, then Selective Service should also be 21, which is harder to do because, and take it from someone who's talked to plenty of people, both those like myself who tried and got cut out the military, as well as others who just were going to try but never quite made it to tryouts. Yeah, that's kind of the way it goes, though. If at 18, you got a recruiting officer gunning for you, looking at you like a meat market. But at 19, 20, 21, then it becomes more on you. And they get a lot more selective about who they're taking. Get up there even further and past 25, don't even bother. Why would you bother doing that? You're not going to get any services. And at 25, you're going to wear your body out so fast, you're not going to gain anything from the service either. It's just a bad situation all around. I don't know, y'all. Like I said, this is why I need notes, but I don't take them. I want to, but in order to get notes done right, I would need a crew of people at my workplace where I'm not simultaneously cooking, prepping, doing dishes, keeping inventory up, and unloading truck. It's been a hell of a day. And what's bad is it's not even that unusual of a day. We were just down an extra person because Liz upset someone so bad they quit. And again, she tried to do it to me, and I'm just like, what's your end goal here? It was my main question to it. Well, I ain't got to go. So you're being a child. Stop being a fucking child. You're a 60-plus-year-old woman. Act like it. I said, y'all, people be fucking silly, and I don't understand. Main thing I just want them to do is not fuck with me, because I was a queer adjacent child in the South. It takes a lot to hurt my feelings. It don't take a lot to piss me off and make me be mean back, though. And I like to bully bullies. They made it the new bullying. Bully. See, look at that. That's the good of having Google on your side. Alcohol percentage is lower in the U.S. You can sign contracts at 18 in 1980. The age for beer and wine was raised to current age. I still think they could lower it down, and it would do a lot to make the world better. I think we should go along with our European counterparts, considering, well, everything. They're overall happier than us. Their lifespans are longer than ours. I mean, I can't really think of a single thing America does better than our European counterparts. Unless you want to be a smartass. I mean, we're real good at murdering folks. We're real good at breaking shit. We're real stupid when it comes to, like, our educational choices. And the fact that we put everything behind a paywall. We are by far one of the greediest countries on the planet. Well, we are the greediest country on the planet, I feel like. But I wouldn't exactly go rah USA for any of these stats, you know? Milk grass. Yeah. But either way, Austin Archer, if you get the chance, check him out. Helping the helpers. Because he brought up everyone's been talking about that damn Jubilee debate. And here's the thing, y'all, real talk. I think we should bring back just being able to be violent to Nazis. Because their rhetoric is inherently violent. So why not? If someone's goal is to push you out, much like in real life, just don't give them the chance. It's like how, again, for example, Liz trying to hurt my feelings. You're not going to succeed in hurting my feelings because I know you're trying to hurt my feelings, for one. And for two, you're not going to succeed in hurting my feelings because I don't care about your opinion. I've seen how you treat people that do care about you, so why would I care? You can't hurt me if I don't give you the chance. Ditto for most of y'all's as bullies too. Now, not all cases. Some cases you can't get away from them. But in most cases, push back at your bullies as aggressively as they push at you, and you'll end up breaking them because they're not used to having victims that push back. Which is why Liz left about 4 hours early today. So, saying, and I go, well, I just can't take this now. I can't take it. And she left. All I did was every time she fired some stupid smart-ass comment, I fired one back at her, and that was it. It's that problem that a lot of, not all Americans, but a lot of Americans have with they're good at pitching it, but they're not good at taking it. They're real good at bullying people, but as soon as you start bullying back, suddenly, oh, my feelings, why would you say such a hurtful thing? But I try to help the helpers, and this was not a very productive day because I should have tried to find middle ground with Liz. Instead, well, again, I can't find middle ground when someone's goal is to attack, so I guess it was up to her too. Because I'm sorry, I'm not going to apologize for telling the woman to do her fucking job. I'm not going to apologize for not doing it, because that's the other thing that pisses her off. When Alan's working in her position, I'll put the cheese on the food that he wants. I'll bag him and wrap him and all. I try to help. Now, yeah, I'm just the pusher and the cook and occasionally the prep person. Mostly supposed to be the prep person. But, yeah, I'm the cook and the pusher, so while I'm pushing out the biscuits, occasionally I'll go ahead and wrap them and throw the condiments on that go on them. When Liz is working, because she chooses to be a bitch to everybody, I kind of, I don't do those things for her because I don't have to. And she tries to make me, which is hilarious because it's, well, I can't get that. That's a tough titty then, ain't it? Bye. And I'll just let it pile up. Again, don't fuck with me on this one. She might pretend to care about the company. I care about one of our managers, and the other manager I feel pretty neutral about, but I wouldn't want her hurt. As far as the company, that motherfucking company can burn the fuck down. I don't give a shit. Our company is a fucking predatory cunt. Well, what about the customers? I hope they do well, but our customers are eating gruel. Less than gruel. Gruel is healthier for you. Check out Tasting History, the history of gruel. It's basically just oatmeal. But still. And then I come to find out today, something we should have found out last week. Hopefully it won't affect my check. But apparently, our bosses chose to inform our bosses yesterday that our checks might be a day late because they've changed the payout date. Whoa. That's not good because most of my coworkers like myself have about 3 to 4 to 8 loans out right now that basically all collect on the same day, and we basically work each week for the week's pay. Hand to mouth sort of thing. Well, what's going to happen when it's a day late and we start incurring fees, I got to break away from y'all for a hot second. So while I do that, I invite y'all to enjoy staring at the field for a moment. The sky in this case. I'll be right back. Ow, I'm sure you can still hear me. I just have to relieve. I gotta water some plants. I gotta do the paperwork. Get your in your favorite juice, Benson. Talk amongst yourselves sometime. Sorry about this, y'all, but it didn't take long. Got good yourself. Everywhere else, you kind of got to hope that nobody's looking out in their yard at the time. And again, for anyone that, oh, you should do that, oh, that's not. Why don't they put out more porta johns? It makes sense to me. Why not put out a porta john like every so many miles? Or ideally, install a bathroom every so many miles, you know? That way, everyone who wants to go to the bathroom can do it effectively and cleanly, as opposed to having to piss on the side of the road like a fucking animal. But, well, I'm hoping NaVi's doing better and not as loose with the poops. But this is that little area in the field. It's quite lovely. I was planning on growing a wild garden in here once I get the hydroponics going and I get it to where I can start. Come on now, camera. There we go. But I was going to get a hydroponics going, which I'm working on now with old soda bottles and water and dirt and a bit of yarn. And then once I can get those plugs made from it, I'm going to start planting little growth patches in there, around up here, just anywhere that I can get off the road a decent amount and get some wild food growing. I'll show y'all pictures of hydroponics once I get them going. Just at the moment, I'm still, you know, unfortunately in America, none of my projects are going to go quickly because none of them are, I'm not doing this to make money. I'm not doing this to try to get rich quick or try to grift. I'm doing it because as it gets harder and harder to live, well, my fellow Americans don't seem to think food is a right. I don't think cordon bleu, chicken flambe, fucking, I don't know, beef Wellington. I don't think the high-end expensive meals are a right. But yeah, you should have a right to eat. I think in 2025, for example, insulin, the cheapest drug in the world to fucking make, should basically be handed out to the diabetics who need it. Because without it, they will die, and have been. Like I said, my main bitches with my country is just, when did I'm a dickbag turn into a personality? When did being a douche canoe become the fucking goal, you know? It seems to me like it would be far better if we worked together. And yeah, I'm no uniter. I really try to be, but I'm really not good at it. That's not my fucking skill set. My skill set is going into very hard to live in scenarios and fucking living in them. My skill set, give me the plants and I'll fucking plant them. I don't care if they're here in the Sahara or on the surface of the goddamn sun. I'll plant a flower in the devil's asshole. But I need my plants to plant. Like one of my coworkers that I really I enjoy talking to was asking me today, well, if she's going to start doing that to you like she was doing to Jesse, you could get another job somewhere else. You're a hard worker. For Christ's sake, you walk into work every day when you don't have a ride. You've never called in unless you were physically incapable of working. You don't got to take this shit. And I'm like, I know I don't, but most other jobs would want me to pay for the scraps I'm taking. And it's fucked up, but they would. That's what Zaxby's wanted me to do. If I wanted to take home scraps, I had to pay like a couple bucks, which is fine. I get it. It's in order to incentivize you not to drop extra food, not to, you know, burn through company money. I get that. But that's why I like where I'm working at now, because where I'm working at now, oh, the lettuce eyes, we don't need those. Nobody's going to eat them, and they're just going to go out to the dumpster. You want them, go ahead and take them. The tomato ends, after I've sliced up the tomatoes, I get to go ahead and take them. The chicken tendons and fat, they're fine with me taking that and deep frying it even. I have a box of that for the cats and the stray cats on the way home. But, like I said, most places aren't quite as giving. And if they would be, well then trust. I have no loyalty to my company. I have loyalty to my manager. And honestly, I think she's getting tired of the bullshit too. But the other part of it is just that. Let your work enemies work themselves right off that cliff. Because yeah, Liz left early again today. You wanna know what I pointed out to Mary? Hey, Miss Mary, no matter how much I get picked on or made fun of or I get kicked down, unless I get hurt, I'm gonna work my full shift. And again, they know that. Whereas with Liz, well, he hurt my feelings, so now I'm gonna go home and bitch about it. By the way, Liz, we all know where you went. You went to the fucking gas station ding-ding machine. Because she's got a gambling addiction that she won't embrace or admit that she has. But every day, she spends every bit of her tip money running for that money, hoping that one day she'll put $1 in that machine and maybe buy a dream. You're not going to buy a dream, Liz. The ding-dings will never pay out for you that way. And even if they did, because technically you're gambling illegally, you're just going to get store credit. And what is it I'm not going to say everything they said, because, of course, white lady in the South had to make it super racist, but those, we'll call them Middle Eastern, because I don't fucking know. I think they're Hindi, but I don't know. I don't ask people that kind of shit unless I need to know, you know? But I'm going to guess they're Middle Eastern given the jockey reference you gave. But yeah, do you honestly think they're going to just give you hundreds of dollars if you win it on that machine? No, they'll give you store credit, and every time you get some, they'll put their thumb on the scale by just a little bit. Because what are you going to do? Go report them for them not giving you your illegal gambling winnings? What I'm saying is, you can either be, oh, somebody toilet papered those jackasses' tree. Good for them. But the thing is you can either be nice, and if you're a nice person, real or otherwise, if you're a nice person, I'll try to go out of my way to be nice to you even if we don't agree. Because, you know, civility. Civility is the word. Brain cooked bad, but civility. But when you're going to be a dick, and you're going to try to make my coworkers quit or cry or leave or otherwise hurt them because you're hurting, well, I can't let that one slide. I kind of got to be a dick to you now. And yeah, it hurts my feelings to see people hurting. But at the same time, I'd rather see the asshole in the group hurting than to see the, like, innocent people. It's like how in Cult of the Lamb, I'm going to bring it to the video games that nobody ever pays attention to that I play, but in Cult of the Lamb, yeah, I didn't do the human sacrifice that much. And then I realized, wait, I can sacrifice the assholes? Like specifically the assholes in the mutineers? Oh, well, it looks like the old ones are eating good tonight then. That's the thing. Oh, I'm not that good at Cult of the Lamb either. I'm trying. It's a fun game, I'll give it that. But yeah, hopefully we'll do a bit of Cult of the Lamb this afternoon. Probably going to do some Minecraft. Definitely going to do some Minecraft because I skipped out on that the last time. I eventually got to get on there and add all my Minecrafts and the new things to the playlists. But, y'all, I'll be honest, by the time I get home, I'm exhausted. And as soon as I get home, I gotta take 2 dogs at least for walks. Try to get the third one to go for a walk. I gotta change a litter box. Gotta do some sweeping. Gotta do a bit of mopping. And then I will go live for a little bit, because unfortunately I definitely have to be in bed by 6 today, because tomorrow I will have to be leaving the house before 1 in order to make it to work in time, and that's going to be fun. I might do a walk and talk, I'm not sure, because the restaurant opens at 4 and sunrise isn't until like around 6. So if I get there early, I will probably find a well-lit space, maybe the gas station next door to where I work at, and I'll go sit and do a quickie stream for y'all. But otherwise, we'll definitely do a walk and talk after work tomorrow. It's a cooler if you're wondering what keeps making me swing like that. It's got chicken parts, a book, some yarn, a crochet hook, tomato bits. I got rid of the onion. Oh yeah, and tomatoes from Miss Cat's garden. Those I was gonna cut up and make a sandwich out of. As well as taking a few of them and, you know, harvesting the seeds for my hydroponics. And I need to find the sweet peas or snap peas I got, not last payday or the payday before that one. Because I got a little packet and I set them in the kitchen, but I ain't got a clue what happened to them. Either way. Whew. Isn't that kind of lovely? Just a wee little bit. Again, if I didn't know better, I'd say that one in the middle was a pot plant. But ain't no way in hell someone's got a pot plant growing in their front yard in Georgia. That motherfucker, one, it would smell, and it don't. But two, that motherfucker would get ripped up so fast by the pigs, it'd make your head spin. Plus, I don't think our nearly ungrateful dead neighbors would, you know, be cool enough to grow weed. Okay, the Grateful Dead probably would, but you know what I was trying to go for, I hope. I was making a joke about how most of these fuckers who own these mansions are old and soon to go. Don't know why I said it that way. Oh, y'all. I might cut the stream early again today. I'm sorry to be cutting it early on y'all. It's just battery's low. My battery, like internal battery's low. Oh yeah. And honestly, it'd be a bit easier to carry this bag if I was doing it with both hands. And yeah, I was thinking about it, and I might, whoa, god dang this bag. See, this is why I need a book bag proper, but they're like $30 and I gotta walk almost 20 miles to get to the store that has them. Unless I want a Dollar General bag or within like a day. But, assuming this payday I have a positive paycheck, not in the negative, I might go ahead and either start buying the One Piece mangas or start finding the sets. But I wouldn't mind checking out One Piece. I read it in Shonen Jump back in the day, and I liked it. I just, you know, I didn't realize I was reading the next Karl Marx. I didn't realize I was reading the fucking Zoomers and Gen Alphas, Communist Manifesto. And I'm not knocking it. From what I heard, it's a damn good show. It's just, y'all, one, it's still going. Two, it's over 2,000 episodes. Its power level is over 2,000. But then again, as long as they don't do a Dragon Ball Z to me, I'll give it a shot. Look, no hate for Dragon Ball Z fans. Y'all are fine. And I like Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. And even the, whatever the God fighting one was, I liked that alright. Then after a while, just every Dragon Ball Z became watch, rinse, and repeat. I mean, I feel like Budokai Tenkaichi and Dragon Ball Z Budokai were the exact same thing. But I don't know. Like I said, I started to check out on the anime a while back. Mostly because, you know, I'm not that horny. And most of the animes I was seeing was like a lot of fan service for no reason. And then just a lot of, well, that's a choice. For example, how almost all the animes that are the harem anime or the girlfriend anime, you'll always have at least one or two very troublesome characters that are 9,000-year-old dragons in the body of 8-year-old children. I'm like, no, not gonna watch it. But the storyline, I don't care, not gonna watch it. Thank you anyway. Well, wouldn't you? No, I would not. Sorry, friend. I don't care what the 9,000-year-old, 8-year-old dragon is offering me. No. But, like I said, it's just minus these little awkward things about it. And then some, not all, but some of the fans. God damn this bag. Some, but not all of the fans. How they all kind of act like Elon Musk a little bit. I don't like that very much. For the record, I don't mean like negative like that bad. Just like they're over the top about shit. Looney Tune shit, you know? Not judging them. Life is short and harsh. And hell, look at what I do, folks. Every day I live is a goddamn gift. Considering, you know, every day I make this journey, I could very easily die. But after all, I'm walking with no safety net. They are on the table. Oh, okay, cool. You found the beans? Beans? But no. We're at the better part of the journey now. Now it's just a matter of making it that last 3 miles. But at least the majority of this 3 miles, due to it being 12 o'clock, will be in the shade of the trees. But now most of it's just, what y'all think? Should I try to make peace with the bitchy coworker, or just go ahead and keep burning that bridge? Because I know eventually my manager's going to get sick of it and just possibly fire both of us. But every day I go in there with the same attitude. Let's see how long it takes for Vanessa to say something fucking crossed, and then me say something crossed back at her, and her fucking cry about it. Because again, it's just as easy as A, admit you cannot do that job. And while you're acting like you do, because you cannot do your job, instead of just admitting it and asking, you decide to make your job everyone else's problem. Because again, while she's telling me, can't you just wrap that and put cheese on it for me? I'm sitting here like, I'm dropping food, I'm prepping food on the back table, and at the time, I was also unloading the truck, because our paper truck comes today. And for the record, the paper truck doesn't really have a lot of our shit on it. Yeah, it had our plates, which I needed and I quickly put up, but it's mostly front of house stuff. That's why up until she got Jesse to quit, it was mostly front of house's responsibility to do the truck today, and I do the, damn this bag, and I do the truck tomorrow, when it's mostly, you know, freezer food, dry goods that are food, like the powders and the bags of bread for the biscuit mix and whatnot. I do that one because I need to access those things. It behooves me to know where those things go. But they had Jesse doing the truck for so long, and Alan and Miss Mary had to keep breaking away to go and bail her out because she couldn't run the front of house like she constantly pretends she can. Like I said, I got a lot of fucking anger towards her. And it's real anger because it's like, Jesse was a fine employee. Maybe not the brightest crown in the box. Maybe not the fastest fucker out there. But he was trainable. And he was an alright employee for what you pay him for. That's the other side of it that pisses me off, is the whole, she thinks she deserves top dollar, but can't even keep up with new hires. And I'm just like I told Mary, I'm waiting. I already placed my bets on who she's going to start picking on next. And like I said, if our bosses ain't going to write her up or get her to stop, what the fuck can I do other than just be an asshole back? That's it, I don't know. I'm probably doing the wrong thing here, y'all. This is probably going down in the chapters of don't do as I say, or do as I say, not as I do. I don't know. Right now, it looks like someone mowed here, though. The reason I'm saying that is you can tell where the grass cutting stops. Also, if you look down the line, something leaves off this ivy, but it didn't quite get the ivy. That's it, y'all. It's just exhausting and pointless most of the time, it feels like. Hello. Sorry about that. Didn't realize you was right at my face. Thought I was showing y'all the ditches and the valleys and all that. But that's it, y'all. I don't know. I like cooking. I like the angle. I don't like that angle. Give me a second. Oh, fuck. My reusable glass. Let's swing that fucker over my shoulder again. There we go. That's a slightly better angle. But yeah, y'all, I like cooking. I like providing meals to people. And I like learning more about cooking, but I'm not going to do that in fast food, I promise you. That's it. It's just, right now it's a paycheck. And until I pay off those loans that I had to take out in order to not freeze to death during the wintertime, I'm kind of stuck doing that dead-end job. But that's also kind of the reason why whenever someone's like, oh, just go buy you a car. Yeah, that's not how it works here in America. I mean, I could put myself in debt. That's what a whole bunch of motherfuckers do. And now they're regretting their decision. Because if you put yourself in debt to get a car, what happens when that car breaks down? What happens when one of these little jackasses flying down the road doesn't see you and totals out your car? And then your insurance takes that money, pays off your car debt, and leaves you hurting. I mean, what happens? I'm done playing those stupid games, in my opinion. I'll get a car when I can afford to get one outright. And until I can, well, I guess I'm hiking it. And as I hike, at least for an hour or two each time, I'll be here talking to y'all, I hope. And hopefully slowly getting, my elbow. Hopefully steadily getting better at this whole talking thing. Mostly all I'm begging y'all to help out and put in the work. You know, no matter what you can do, just do something, you know. Nobody is too big or too small if they can't make a difference. Let me flip the camera because we've got to be all up close and personal with you for a minute. Oh yeah, I guess I could talk about that a little bit, much as I know about it. Since they got rid of NOAA, I can't remember what NOAA stood for, but it basically was the it was basically the ocean watchers. Each of the continents watches their portion of the ocean, and they report in when hurricanes or other fucky things are happening. Well, thanks to the Trump administration, we got rid of that. So we know that Dexter's coming, probably going to make landfall within the next few days. And that's what's causing this fucky weather here in Georgia. Which, again, I'm not really complaining about. It's about 80 degrees now. So now it's unpleasant. But this morning it was 60. And when I left work just now, it was around 70. So very nice. Very, very nice. Oh, I want to just lay down here. It's so comfy. But if I stop, I will sit. And if I sit, I will lay. So let's march. It's 5:55. 55 minutes, 55 seconds just then. That was pretty cool to notice. Oh, pop. Oh, yeah. Hey, y'all, hot tip for hot news from Google. The JoJo spider, the invasive friend from Japan who's come in, who can grow to about half the size of my hand. Yeah, apparently they're cannibalistic too. Hey, y'all, you all know a fun fact? Right through the tripwire. Most spiders are cannibalistic. It's why we had to genetically modify goats in order to harvest spider silk. Because we can't get a farm of spiders going. Because as soon as you start to gather them up, well, they're going to start eating each other. Sometimes for fun. God damn these webs. Give me a second. Now I am tangled up and getting a little frustrated with it. Alright, I think I'm free. There it is, National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration. Thank you, David. But without them around, it's going to get a lot more dangerous. And that's why I'm telling y'all, especially now that that's gone. I know, y'all, it is not enough to just, well, I'll hope for the best on. No, fuck that. You need a plan A, a plan B. You need at least 3 different plans here for dodge the ragweed. You need at least 3 different plans. And my advice, if you can afford it, buy you some kind of a small boat. It doesn't have to be fancy, just big enough that you and your loved ones can stay on it for a couple days, maybe longer, if you can afford it. But coming from the guy who can't afford a fucking bicycle helmet, I kind of grasp the whole, wow, that's a nice piece of advice if you're rich kind of attitude, you know? I get it. But trying to give advice where advice can be given, in the lieu of you not being able to get a boat for the rising waters, understand that certain things will be appealing, but they will also be traps. Vehicles, real appealing. They're floaty. For at least a little bit, they're anchored. If it's a hurricane or a flash flood, that vehicle will move. If you are on it, there's a non-zero chance that vehicle will flip and you will die. Don't trust the vehicles, friends. If you need to use one to get from point A to point B, go pretty. Go ahead, but definitely don't trust it to become your flotation device. Another proper warning for if the flood, because I'm not going to get floodwaters here for at least another 5 years. We're in Bartow. We're near enough to the coast that we could go to Savannah, but we're far enough away that we're going to see the weather, but we ain't going to get affected by it, I hope. Either way, if you end up in flooded areas, do not get in the water. It seems like the best idea. Oh, fuck it, I can swim. Yes, but you have to understand what you're swimming with. Also, on top of all the sewage and the critters and the bodies and the dead critters and the electrical wires, yep, that's something you got to watch out for in a flood. For example, say the AutoZone goes under and I'm somehow treading water over here. If their power grid goes out, a very large section around them will basically become deadly until the electrical grid burns itself out. That's why I tell you, in the event of a flood, get to the high ground and stay there till you can get rescued. This is a time when everyone should own, much like Dora the Explorer would tell you, a backpack. That way you can have snacks, possibly a radio. Someone in the group needs a radio or a means of being able to hear with the outside world. One, because you don't know when the flood is over and without something to contact people with. And two, trust me, y'all, it gets real boring, real dark, and real quick. You'd think, oh no, I'll be scared for my life the entire... No, you get bored real quick. Because, yeah, for about 10 minutes, it's, oh my God, am I going to die? Holy shit, I didn't die. This is amazing. And then after that, it's, okay, now what do I do? You're going to want to have something, whether it's a fidget spinner, a mind game, whatever you got, you need something to keep you entertained for that time you're stuck. Another thing, and this goes without saying, it's a cheat code for everything in life. Community, community, community. Keep in touch with each other. Work together. Because together, you can do all sorts of fun things. With a group, you can actually seal off a building with sandbags or something of that nature, drain or bucket the water out for a time, and then have yourself a deviated space that y'all can actually do different tasks. Someone be organizing the food sources. Someone be cooking. Someone be checking on everybody medically. Not to mention more people means that wait between rescues gets a lot easier to handle, because now these are native plants and they're nice, but gets a lot easier to handle with more people. Oh Lordy. Like I said, y'all, I can't tell you how much I would enjoy just having someone to make this walk with me every day. But we use the tools we have, not the tools we dream of. We fight in the arena that we're put in, not the arena we want. And that's something to always remember, because times are going to get much harder, and I can't even promise they're going to get better. But working together, I can tell you we can endure and survive a lot. Oh. I missed my sunbonnet, y'all. A little less than 2 hours to go. But alrighty, y'all. I'm still picking cobwebs. God dang it. Give me a second. Got the danged webs all over me, y'all. And the bag is weighing down extra as we march. But it's worth it. We've got food for the babies, and we got treats for them to thoroughly enjoy. And very, very soon, hopefully when I get home, I'll be able to take the $3 on the Dave card, and if they need it, get them another can of food. I said, y'all, to loop back and repeat again about Austin Archer. I wish I had the means to watch his videos on here with y'all so I could break down what I agree so much on more than other things, but it's more of help the helpers is the thing, y'all, because think about it. I don't remember the bitch's name because she's unimportant, but there was a white mother who basically called a little black boy the N-slur. And then when the father was like, hey, that's fucked up, don't do that, she then called him slurs. Then called the police on him. And then when all of this backlashed at her and she lost her job, she basically got paid around $100,000 from the right wing to help her relocate. And by the right wing, I mean exactly who you think I mean. Racist Republican assholes. $100,000. That little pudgy-faced fucker from the one that was arguing with Mehdi Hassan on Jubilee, which, by the way, y'all, let's not watch Jubilee anymore. I don't know what the fuck happened there, because it started off with such promise, and now it's just like hot garbage. But yeah, when the fat one who argued with Mehdi Hassan, the one who laughed when he said that he was a fascist, that guy, yeah, would you believe he got fired? Yeah, surprisingly, bosses don't like working with fascists. But not only did he get fired, unlike you or I getting fired, he got a nice bonus from the GoFundMe page he started, and he made around $80,000 right now. More to come, more than likely. But again, these people aren't like, oh, I promise you I'm going to be extra racist from now on. Or, oh, I'm looking for passion fruit. Or, oh, I'm going to do this, that, and the other. No, they're just getting paid by racists to be racist. More passion fruit. Hell yeah. And we're getting to watch a pollinator do its job, if you can notice. Isn't that cool? We got those three there. And we got that one there. And there's probably a lot more in that ditch that we just don't see. Now, normally I would go hunting for them, but for the time, I know that right now a lot of these animals are carbo loading, trying to get ready for winter. False winter or not, they're trying to get ready for it still. So I'm going to try to leave any food that I can out for them. Also, if I can, put extra food out here for them, you know? It goes without saying, but now comes the part of the stream where I tell y'all, if you're going to feed the wild animals like I do, please do feed them like I do. Set yourself up some little shrines here and there, mostly so you remember where they're at, and only drop food there when there's not an animal to see you drop the food. Because remember, y'all, a fed bear is a dead bear. If you feed the animal and it knows that the food's coming from you, there's a very good chance that animal's going to go to other humans for food and get murked. So, to prevent that, do it the way that the good Lord intends you to. St. Francis. Plant the food in areas where the animals can get to it, and then leave it alone. Like I said, if you want to go for the bonus points, what I've done is where I set up the cat shrine for the local ferals. I have a trail camera set up, and here in about a week, give or take, I'm going to pull it in, get the data off of it, and see what kind of animals we've been feeding. Then I can take that information and make a better specialized diet for them. Because I know that not every animal I'm putting food out there for is eating the fried chicken and loving it. I know we got birds flying around overhead and whatnot. NaVi moved to the left seat, 2 miles to go. Aw. Well, that's good. At least we got half a can. I can put the cash with the other cash. That's another thing from the Great American Backpacker, I believe is the channel name. I'll get these channel names better, y'all. I promise. I'm trying to get better. But she basically is an American that globetrots more or less now and lives out of her van. And I like her channel, but some of the tips she gives are things like stop taking out loans. That's something I got to try to do. But stop taking out loans and put back, even if it's just a couple coins, put back a little change every single payday and forget you've done it. Let that little bit grow as much as you can. And that's what I'm saying, anything you can. At the moment, I'm putting quarters, pennies, nickels, and dimes back, because that's about all I can afford. Hello. Oh, what up, y'all? Sure, I'll take the ride. Y'all, I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. You don't remember me, bro? Higley, how you doing, man? Let me shut off my stream.